Hello, my fellow nouns. I hope you're having an adjective day. I'm your host, James, on episode 2 of Nounsense, the kind of epic show where the game is silliness and the prize is victory. Today we have 3 crazy contestants, Tilly, Natalí, and Emma, who will be competing to make my story as funny as possible. But, to make matters worse, they have no idea what I have written down. Instead, I will ask them for nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and more. At the end, I will complete each version of the story and read them aloud to crown the winner. Are my contestants ready?
Yeah!
Okay. Let's start with the noun. Tilly?
I'm gonna go with John Pork.
Nice.
Natalí?
My noun is wild carrot.
Emma?
Blue-tongued skink.
Impressive. Hand me an adjective.
I'm gonna go with dramatical.
I'm going with skimpy.
I have sticky.
Tubular. Shout me a verb.
How about vent?
Christen.
Galumph.
Nice. A noun, please?
I like the sound of acid rain.
I like lunula.
Shoe.
Thanks. An adjective, por favor?
How about egg resembling?
I have indigo.
I have skillful.
Gracias. Watch out. Here come the adverbs.
Oh my gosh, an adverb. Egotistically.
Watch out indeed. Mine is agonizingly.
I have everyday.
Oh no, they brought some adjectives with them.
So we got the amazing adjective brain rotted.
And icy.
Lanky.
That was a close one. Can I get a noun?
Charisma.
Divorce.
Tree.
Interesting combo. Finally, one more adjective.
Insanely charismatic.
Molecular.
Sunny.
Tilly, that would be an adverb and an adjective.
What?
So I will just be using the adjective.
Just charismatic.
Great job, everyone. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Yay.
All
I
right.
can go first.
Same order then. Are you ready, Tilly?
All right.
Here is your story. We've all heard about the chicken who crossed the road, but what they don't tell you about is John Pork, who didn't make it across that day.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
New John Pork lore, guys.
It was a dramatical morning, and it seemed like a perfectly normal day to vent across the street. However, at 5 past noon, one unlucky soul was struck by a speeding acid rain.
Wow,
His
that's
whole
unfortunate.
family was in shock, with his sister stating, "He was such an egg-resembling brother to me."
Oh, so true.
That's so true. That could be a
And-
compliment, guys.
And
That could
his
be a
grandma
compliment.
stating, "I didn't put him in my will because of how egotistically brain-rotted he was."
Oh my god.
Yup.
A charisma was later thrown at the city hall to commemorate his unusually charismatic life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, John Pork.
Yeah.
Rest in peace,
R.I.P.
John Pork. All right, Natalí,
Yeah.
let's see what you've got. We've all heard about the chicken who crossed the road, but what they don't tell you about is the wild carrot who didn't make it across that day.
Yep.
It was a skimpy morning, and it seemed like a perfectly normal day to christen across the street. However, at 5 past noon, one unlucky soul was struck by a speeding lunula. His whole family was in shock, with his sister stating, "He was such an indigo brother to me."
Nice.
And his
So
grandma
true.
stating, "I didn't put him in my will because of how agonizingly icy he was."
So true.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
A divorce was later thrown at the city hall
A divorce was thrown.
to commemorate his unusually molecular life.
Wow.
Wow, yeah.
All right.
Beautiful.
That was something.
Yep. Indeed.
Last but not least, we have Emma. Well, maybe least. Let's find out.
Okay.
Thanks
okay.
for the vote of confidence.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got here? We've all heard about the chicken who crossed the road, But what they don't tell you about is the blue-tongued skink who didn't make it across that day. It was a sticky morning, and it seemed like a perfectly normal day to galump across the street. However,
Glump.
at 5 past noon, one unlucky soul was struck by his speeding shoe.
Oh!
His whole family was in shock, with his sister stating, "He was such a skillful brother to me," and his grandma stating, "I didn't put him in my will because of how everyday lanky he was." A tree was later thrown at the city hall
A tree. Nice.
to commemorate his unusually sunny life.
Yeah.
Woo!
How do you throw a tree?
That's my question.
I don't know.
Maybe just
depends
they're
how-
literally tossing a tree.
Yeah, it depends
Oh.
on how big the tree is.
Yeah, I guess. Could be a sapling.
All right. Are you ready for the winner?
Yay.
Yes.
Yeah!
Woohoo!
In honor of the friend we lost today, Jonathan
Wait. Jonathan Porkington.
Jonathan Porkington.
Oh, I miss him already.
Today's winner is Tilly.
Yay!
Thank you. I'm glad.
I love
I'm glad you
the
liked it.
brain rotted dead John Pork.
Me too.
All right, everybody. I'm your host, James, and this has been episode 2 of Nounsense with Tilly, Natalí, and Emma. This feature was produced for the El Cerrito High School Media Academy and recorded in the KECG studios. Be kind, be great, be gauchos.
Be gauchos, guys.